Welcome to BumbleKast Live. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Kraus.
Hello, everybody. We're back here. It's the end of the month, and that means it's time for a stream of live questions. I'm scared because it's live. I can't edit this, Ian. If I edit it, then it will destroy the space-time continuum. So what you hear is what you get.
All the awkward pauses, all the verbal faux pas, all here, unfiltered, just for you. Big thank you to Jennifer R. and Professor Rye for helping us to manage this. Same deal as always, folks. Post one question at a time over in the chat. Super chats will get priority. We will try to get through all of them in our hard 2-hour time limit. If we can't, then they will be rolled over into the next priority Q&A that we record.
Yes. We will get to them soon after this. Hopefully very soon. But we'll at least get to them within the month. Next month, that is. Not this month, you know. There's still a week left of June. Anyway, whatever. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll get to it. And in the meantime, let's answer some of these questions. Let's do it. Guess who won? Maida. They're starting us off. Are Japanese and English versions of Sonic games both canon and applicable to his world? Example, Sonic Frontiers, 06, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Black Knight, etc. at all?
That kind of depends on what information is used in later installments and other media. So if there's any kind of conflicting info, you just kind of got to wait and see who wins out later on.
Are they both canon? Sure. Until they aren't. Yeah, pretty much. All right. Our next question here is from Michael. What if both Sonic and Sage rammed into the end to stop its detonation? Given that cyberspace preserved the ancient souls, how would they both continue from there after being brought back?
Well, the nature of which Sage destroyed the end is unclear. And what Supersonic did and all that. Honestly, the entire scenario is a little fuzzy. So, assuming that both their corporeal forms were smushed into oblivion by neutralizing and eradicating the end, then I guess you would just have kind of cyber ghost Sonic, chilling around the Starfall Islands.
Cool.
Very morbid new game plus concept, I guess.
Yeah. That would be pretty funny though, in a way, in a morbid kind of way.
Maybe have Sonic, maybe have Tails, Amy, and Knuckles gather enough little chili dog collectibles to manifest a new body for Sonic.
It's the same as the old body. It has to be, because otherwise the consistency of the franchise would be lost, Ian. Then what? We'll have to have a new status quo? No. Not in my Sonic. Here's one from Forest Pixel. Is the game Sonic the Hedgehog Pocket Adventure canon?
That's the Neo Geo one, yeah?
Yeah, Sonic Pocket Adventure.
Yeah, that is decidedly not canon.
Unfortunately. Makes me sad because it is a fantastic game. I love it very much. But alas, it apparently, because of the Neo Geo connection, I guess? The SNK connection? Something weird.
Some kind of rights issue? I don't know myself.
It is very odd. Oh well. Here's a question from Metal Skulkbane. Sonic did a bad jump and got killed by a random motobug. Reactions from Eggman, Metal, Surge, Starline, and Mogul. All right. What's Motobug's reward, and will Shadow challenge a strong opponent to a duel?
Let's see. Eggman is kind of like, wait, that did it? That was it. Well, I won. Look at my impeccable manufacturing skills. Obviously, this was all by design. Yes, go me. Metal Sonic is mad as hell. Now he has to become the one true Motobug. Who else was on the list? Starline?
Yes.
Starline would laugh. Just laugh and laugh and laugh. Oh, look at the hubris. Look at the irony. The greatest of heroes felled by the lowliest of badniks. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Mogul? Mogul's the one who sent the badnik. He's the one who sent the Motobug. He's going to claim it as his own.
Of course. And then Surge was
Claim-
the last one. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, Mogul's going to claim that it was all part of some great Machiavellian 100-year-long plan to finally win. Nobody believes him. Yeah, where are your receipts on that one, Tusky boy? And Surge also going to laugh. Also going to just laugh and laugh and laugh and then smash the Motobug because how dare you take her kill?
Exactly.
That particular Motobug gets to be one of those fancy gold-plated ones until Shatter decides to confront this life-ending super bot himself, and that's all she wrote.
Well, now, it's all she wrote for Shadow, right?
Well, yeah, obviously, this is a hedgehog killer.
Okay. Okay, good. Here's a question from Happy Times. Considering his love of weapons, what does Omega think about Wispons, most especially Whispers?
Too convoluted. You need special aliens for special ammo, and they have to agree to be fired. No. Give him bullets, give him incendiary grenades, give him lasers, just point, click, die. Much more efficient.
Yeah. Fascinating, though, but ultimately not his style.
That he doesn't want to rely on the strength of anybody else. It will be his destruction. He will not need any kind of squishy night lights to fill up his. Does he have a magazine? What does that even count as? Anyway, point is, he does all the destruction. He doesn't need any tiny little technicolored things to get in the way.
Yeah. All right, let's switch over to some super chats for a bit. Get started with this one here from Z Broadcast. Starline is isekai'd into Sonic X, except Eggman chose to stay as El Gran Gordo. How does their inevitable match go, and what are Chris's thoughts? Inevitable team match. There we go.
No. I can see. Well, you know what? It works both ways. 'cause
Yeah.
we're assuming that Starline has isekai'd enough at this point that he's like, all right, kind of got to go with the flow here.
Yeah, pretty
El
much.
Gran Gordo. Well, there's the spectacle, and there is the impressive physical prowess. You know, there's things to love here. All right, tag in. What's Spanish for line?
Are you asking me for real, or are you? Is this Starline?
Hold on, going to commit word crimes here.
Okay, that's fine. What else is new? Depending on who you ask, you do that every month. Being
All right,
told
so you
it's
got El Gran Gordo and Linea Estelar.
yeah.
And he puts on the mask. He gets all the sequency wardrobe. You know, he's into it. He can't quite perform quite El Gran Gordo's level, but yeah, he tries. He's kind of a hype man. He'll take the hit so that EGG can get in and do the finishing move, and you know he's fine with this. He runs with it. All right, he's found his place. Except, you know, they could do something with the act. They could spice it up a little bit. They could add some stakes and this whole heel turn face turn thing. No. You got to be a heel. you're Eggman deep down. You can't just be a baby face the entire time. You know what? He's going to challenge El Gran Gordo to a match to prove he's right about how this is going to go. And then one flying Gordito Smasher later, and he's reliving moments with that rock and isekai on to the next trail.
And what are Chris's thoughts, apparently? We need to know, apparently.
Chris isn't fond of this new guy. He doesn't have the spirit. Sure, he puts on the act. He's got the costume, but it's clear that he's just going through the motions. He's a jabroni. He's not sad to see him go.
He's annoying. He's all style, no prowess.
Exactly.
Here's one from Hero Squad. In Generations, Eggman basically left Orbot and Cubot behind to get some milk. Eventually, when he came back with no milk at all, how long did it take both Orbot and Cubot to travel back to Earth?
It depends on how soon they get caught in Earth's gravity well, and, you know, re-entry speeds are quite swift. But then it's a matter of where did they land. You know, if they hit ground, it's going to take a while to claw their way out of that crater. If they hit the ocean, it's going to take a while to be found. But in terms of returning to the planet itself, I'm sure it was quite expedient once they hit terminal velocity.
Yeah. It's a good thing in Sonic's world there's no like atmosphere to burn you up on re-entry. Luckily, because you can breathe in space, so yeah. Here's a question from Metamode. Are Rough and Tumble SoundCloud rappers?
I'm sure they are.
They would be if they could figure out how computers worked.
Well, they claim, that's how it goes. They claim they are. They just haven't managed to upload anything. They just think if they claim that they are, that means they are.
Yes. They don't even know what it means, but...
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Where can I download your tracks? Download?
What does that mean?
Well, you have it recorded somewhere, right? Record?
What? Here's a question from Supersonic Fan. What if Rough and Tumble met Scratch and Grounder? Would they fight each other? Team up to beat up Supersonic? Or team up to beat Sonic? Compete to see who can beat Sonic first?
Oh, they absolutely would fight and compete. Like, it would be a full-on Wile E. Coyote versus Wile E. Coyote type of scenario where they're each concocting ludicrous schemes and traps that only serve to capture the other team or wreck the other team's plans. It would be hysterical.
Oh, good. Here's a question from Scurvy Pirate Dog. Starline's Isekai adventures continue. Wow, that was quick. Now he's ended up in Preboot Archie during the Iron Dominion arc when Eggman was crazy. How does it go?
It takes him a minute to get the lay of the land, and he is not happy with this at all. Eggman's number one underling outright betrayed him. The goal, absolutely not. No, he didn't betray Eggman. He just kind of worked outside their normal cooperative parameters. It was ultimately for Eggman's good, okay? Shut up. And now you have this pretender, this Iron Queen ruling things. No. Will not do at all. So, if anything, he'd throw his lot in with the Freedom Fighters and help them win the day just to free Eggman.
Yeah. Curse you, Snively. Curse you. Here's one from Oscar the Bearcat. The fox god Inari decides to pull a Bruce Almighty and take a holiday by giving Tails his powers over minerals, metals, agriculture, and industry. What does Tails do with the power of essentially ancient Shinto Minecraft?
Oh, he builds. He builds and builds and builds and builds, and it's all for a good cause.
He mines and he
You know,
crafts. He's a
exactly. He mines to craft and crafts the mind.
one-man industrial revolution.
And all of it is, agriculturally and environmentally aware. It's not like Eggman who paves over everything. Tails has nature integrated into everything. It's just, it's kind of everywhere. There are no just pure natural spaces anymore. It's all part of this ever expanding Tails land. And everybody's kind of going, should we say something? I mean, it's not like he's hurting anything, and things really are kind of more convenient now, but we're all living in like the exact same condominium neighborhood, no matter where you go. Tails, you want to rein it back a little bit? It's getting a little samey. You know what? You're absolutely right. Starts revitalizing areas so that they're more culturally distinct, but it's still with the same base template. It's more like just texture changes. It's like, well, it looks different. That's something. How long is this guy going to be on vacation? When do we get normal Tails back?
Mm-hmm. I would like to see that, though. That would be funny. He just goes crazy
Are
with
you
the
guys
building.
staging a rebellion against me? No, this is more of an intervention, buddy.
Yeah.
We need you to just calm it down.
Yeah. Tone it down a little bit. Just a little bit.
Tell you what, why don't you go fix that half of the moon? And as long as you keep everything kind of silvery, glittery, we'll be good.
All right. Here's one from Emil C. What are the Sonic Gang's personal favorite badniks?
Huh. I don't think most of them would have favorites because these are things that trap small animals in torturous conditions and are, hazards in the world. But that being said, I imagine Sonic has grown to have some fondness to them.
I figured
I would
Sonic's
dare
would be
say
Metal
Motobug.
Sonic if you want to count him as a. He is
At
technically
most,
supposed to be a badnik, but he's a little different, but still.
if we're gonna label him Badnik, I'd file him under Super Badnik. He's on such a different level. He's
Yeah.
not mass produced. He doesn't run on an animal, or really, we don't know what he runs on. But I don't know. I would imagine Sonic would have a little bit of fondness for like Motobug because he just keeps coming up, new designs, new iterations, but same little roly poly little goofus that he can handle without too much trouble. There's a certain fondness and familiarity there.
Yeah.
I think Tails would be interested in some of the more complex constructions just from a purely mechanical point of view. Um, Everyone else, though, I would imagine would be like, "No, why would you like these? These are weapons of war that hurt our friends. Don't be weird."
Hmm. All right, here's one from Lord Van Oscaro. Cream gets a hold of Shara's ring. What are her wishes, taking the limitations of the genie of the ring into account?
Oh goodness, what were Shada's limitations? No phenomenal cosmic power, but she did summon up a whole bunch of tissues that one time. Um,
No.
I imagine Cream would keep it fairly innocuous and low key. She would like an ice cream, please. One for her, one for Cheese, and one for Shada. She's going to share everything, of course. And, oops, she forgot to clean her room. I wish for my room to be clean, please. Everything comes with a please and a thank you, mind you. No, she wanted a special treat after dinner, but mother said no. She wishes she had that treat, please. Well, now that she has it, that's naughty. She wishes it would go away, please. She knows better. She should do better than that.
She's too nice.
Maybe she gets this epiphany, this broader world view, and goes, "Wait, I can help everyone. I wish Dr. Eggman was not so mean anymore. And Shahara's like, kind of outside of my power level. And Cream's like, well, that's okay. You tried. Thank you anyway. And Shahara's like, I must protect this child with everything I have.
I mean, except she didn't even try at all. She didn't try anything. But, you know, Cream will forgive. Cream forgives, but she never forgets.
I'm sorry, Master Cream, but we're on your last wish. Oh, that's too bad. Well, I wish we can be friends forever. And Shahara's just sobbing. Oh God, such a precious source of light in the world.
Oh no. Oh no. Precious baby. Oh. All right, here's a question from JJ Slider. Previously, you stated dimensions in Sonic contain universes and numerical dimensions. Does that mean each dimension contains a universe by default? No.
I heard universes and numbers and buzzword.
Dimension.
The multiverse has everything in it ever possible.
Dimensions.
Please stop asking the same question, guys. It's not going to change.
Dimensions. So many dimensions, so many universes, all these, Chocolate Watermelon 28 is here with the question. It was only seen in RG, but do you have any thoughts or ideas on what game Sonic as a dad could be like? Or is this a fan idea? It isn't. You're fine. It's pretty broad.
I missed the core question. What game Sonic?
It was only seen in Archie, but do you have any thoughts or ideas on what game Sonic as a dad could be like? Because we saw
Sonic.
Because we saw comic Sonic as a dad, but what about game Sonic?
Okay.
I'm gonna say neglectful.
What threw me off was like the Archie side of things, because that's not relevant. It's modern Sonic. Okay.
Right.
Neglectful is a harsh word.
I know, but am I wrong?
He is a remote parent. He is caring. He is observant when present. He is
when present,
uplifting and encouraging and when present.
And how often is this?
Frequentish. I don't know.
Couple times a year.
Happy fantasy. We're going for this happy fantasy scenario where the rest of the family understands that that's just how he do. And it's not out of disinterest or disdain. It's just how he be. And so it's a celebration when he's here, and it's a celebration when he leaves, because they know he's out there doing great things. And Sonic Jr. or whatever is inspired to also go out and experience the world and better themselves and do good for others. And it becomes this wholesome cyclical thing. Yeah, that's how we'll spin it.
I hope you're right. Not that we'll ever find out, but you know. All right, and we got a super chat from Levi C. With the new Energon universe at Skybound, are you excited for the return of Transformers and G.I. Joe comics? And are you interested in writing any for them?
I was never super into Transformers outside of the Dinobots. And I wasn't allowed to watch G.I. Joe, but
curse your parents.
If the offer
Curse your parents.
If the offer came, I would certainly do my due diligence and do my research to do the best I could.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not franchises that I'm super hyped for.
Right. All right. Let's go ahead and switch back over to some standard questions for a bit. Here's this one from Wildcard Photography. Ian and Kyle, who is your Rivals of Aether main / favorite, and why do you like them?
Kyle, you've played it a bit, right?
I wish I could say I have, but it's been like, yeah, I've not nearly enough. No, just a tiny bit. But
I haven't actually been able to sit down and play it yet. I've just been behind the scenes working in the guts of it. But if we're talking narratively,
yeah, let's go for narratively.
uh, I know the Firelands get way too much attention, but it's a kind of a coin toss between Zetterburn and Forsburn because there's so much potential for interesting character growth in Zetterburn, and Forsburn's entire backstory is so compelling by itself. I mean, what can you really compare that to so far? Orcane, the happy water puppy thing.
Mm-hmm.
His story is that he's happy. Actually, there's way more to it than that, and hopefully that'll get published one day. But you know what I mean. It's royal families and ancient bloodlines and political intrigue and family fighting family. That's all super neat, compelling stuff. And then you have Raster, who's a jerk. That's his story. He is a jerk,
What a jerk.
which is certainly fun. Don't get me wrong. I guess Maple has something going for her, but we really haven't seen a ton of the Aetherian forest. And yeah, Crag is super simple, but that's his point. He's just rock solid, pun intended. It's just that's who he be.
All right, I remember now. I remember now the one that I had some fun with. Shovel Knight.
That's cheating.
They count, right? What? How could that be? How's that cheating? They're in the game. Put them in the comic, Ian. Coward.
Hey, if stars align and licensing agreements are signed, I'll do it.
I know it's not your fault that they're not in there, but still. All right, here's a question from the Saxon. So, Mr. Flynn, the collapse of Archie saw many creators walking away with their OCs. What characters did you get? Also, can you give Jen a disappointed look for messing up my joke last stream? What? I mean, she can't see it, but
What did I do?
I have no idea what you did. I do not remember this. I have no clue. This was a month ago.
I signed a contract which says everything I created was for the project. I do not own any of the OCs. And while many claim to have done so and claim that they're going to do things with them, until that's actually published and put out there, nobody has anything really when you get down to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Here's one from X Spine XXX. Last time I gave you a list of names to pick from, and you chose Gideon. So here's the sequel. What's your favorite out of these? Lachlan, Fiona, Justice, Beatrice, Casey, Madison, and Paula. Are we naming your children? I hope not.
Sonic connections aside, I've always liked the name Fiona. It has a nice ring to it. It's just nice to say. It sounds lovely, but it has a bit of presence to it. It's a nice name. I like that one.
All right, here's one from Syed C. Can you explain how they got to 900 in Sonic's 900th adventure? Counting Fleetway, IDW, Archie, Free Comic Book Day, miniseries, specials, annuals, prologues, and other universes, and others, Universe, X, and Boom. It's less than $8.99.
Just wait till issue 900 comes out. There is a explanation in there.
I think actually who was the writer on that one?
There were a lot of writers on that one.
Somebody on Twitter was going over, like, maybe it was one of the editors. Either way, I saw something that was from someone on the book. It wasn't you, obviously, Ian, but they were going over how they got to 900. So there's a lot of things in there that are counted that are not just comics. So keep that in mind. Here's one from Dr. Starline. Hi, Ian. We all know about Starline's complicated feelings for Eggman, but how would Sage react upon knowing about his obsession for her father? What would she do with that information?
Let's see. Assuming that she's coming in after the fact, after everything's said and done, she would label him as a potential threat to be watched and potentially taken care of should issues arise. If we are going to play with the timeline a little bit and say that she was around when Starline first appeared, there would be a degree of thankfulness that he brought Eggman back and restored him, but also jealousy. She couldn't restore her father, it was this guy. Well, as long as he serves father and father's interests, that's fine. She'll be fine with it. It'll be fine. And then the minute Starline starts to question Eggman or go against the grain, nope, she called it. Totally not trustworthy. Totally should have booted him out from to begin with. Only she can look after her father. Out, 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 out. Launch all the missiles. Get rid of him. Must protect father.
Yeah. Makes sense. Protect. Get rid of him. Here's a question from Bone Needle. How normal is contact with aliens in the Sonic universe? In Team Sonic Racing, Amy just somehow knows that Dampa Motors is the biggest automobile corporation in the universe. Weird.
Yeah, that's kind of a curveball, ain't it? Because aside from that, it would seem that it's not too terribly often an occurrence. I mean, sure, the ancients, but they were bajillions of years ago. The Black Arms were an invading force, but they're dead now. And the Wisps were a fairly localized event. So it wouldn't seem like it's that common a thing. Except Donpar motors are as well known for interplanetary vehicular distribution. So I don't know. I'm inclined to believe that just in the general, whoever John Doe of Earth in this universe is kind of aware of it in passing, but it's more like a rumor. You know, you've heard of these things, but you've never actually seen it, and maybe it's not even true. And that the more plot essential characters like Sonic and Amy and so have experienced so much that they're more familiar with it, but I don't know. It's weird.
Strange, isn't it?
Ew.
Very strange. All right, we got here from another one here from DDR Master M. I can talk, I swear. Just kidding. Cannot. Starline Isekai time. Boy, this keeps happening. He just can't. He is like getting whipped around. He's getting severe whiplash.
So many plushies.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was a joke we made in
Yes.
another recording that I don't think it's live yet.
I don't know if it's out yet. Yeah, I don't know if it's out yet. Uh-oh.
So it's been decided that all of Starline's isekai adventures eventually end with him becoming a plushie, and that's his happy ending. He goes to a nice home where he's cared for and cherished, and he doesn't get to do any evil, but his journey is at an end. It's just, if something happens to said plush, the cycle begins anew and just generates a new plush in the end. So that's where that comes from. All these upcoming Starline plushies are him hopefully ending his isekai adventure. So treat yours with love and respect, okay?
Oh no. The BumbleKast timeline is getting out of order. Everything is the universe is collapsing. The Bumble universe.
Few more Q&A sessions and we'll have to reboot the BumbleKosmos. But we got off track. What's the question?
We'll have to do a whole Bumble crisis.
Bumble crisis of infinite questions.
Well, we're already there. Anyway. Starline Isekai time. For this one to pre-reformed Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. How does that go? Starline Isekai time. For this one to pre-reformed Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. How does that go?
This is a Phineas and Ferb thing, right?
I is it?
Because what's his name?
Doofenshmirtz? That's what it says.
Doofenshmirtz. Because he's like the mad scientist that fights Perry the Platypus, and that's somehow connected to Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
We with that sentence, I've exhausted my understanding of that series, I'm sorry to say. So I do not know.
And you have exhausted my knowledge of it by granting me that knowledge, because that's the only knowledge of it I have now. Sorry.
That and the 2 nickels meme. No, dime. 2 dimes. Isn't 2 dimes? Anyway, I'm way out of the loop.
We're old. I'm old, at least. I don't know. Well, here's one for Pedanticat. With Silver's story and pre-reboot being an homage to Days of Future Past, are there other comic stories you wanted to do with Sonic? Flashpoint, Injustice, Secret Wars, Spider-Verse, etc.? That was definitely more of the previous writing team's sort of MO than yours.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what story is supposed to be like Days of Future Past?
Silver's story in pre-reboot?
Not terribly, really, outside of it's a bad future where the main cast is dead and gone.
Yeah.
Now, there is a direct parallel with the hunt for the traitor and like Bishop's old subplot in X-Men, where that whole is Gambit the traitor or not? Yes, he kind of is. Oh no, wait, it was Charles. That was kind of an inspiration with the whole, you have a hero searching for a traitor within the heroes, but it wasn't meant to be like a direct parallel. And I wouldn't call it Days of Future Past. I feel like that's way too broad a comparison myself. But beyond that, the core of the question is, are there any other stories I wanted to spoof? And no, I don't want to do direct spoofs of stuff unless that's the joke. But if I'm trying to build the narrative within something, I want it to be able to stand on its own. There are inspirations, sure. I mean, folks have made it very clear the Android Saga and Surgeon Kid share a number of parallels, which was unintentional. It really was. But no, there isn't anything that I'm like, ooh, I want to do this, but with a Sonic coat of paint. Unless it's like meant to be a one-off goof. I don't want to do anything in continuity that hinges upon somebody else's story.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got this one here from Delazox. Given Tails making a beautiful princess in the new Sonic art, which Disney princess do you think the little guy would like and or relate to the most?
Ooh. Maybe Mulan. In terms of someone with untapped potential wanting to prove themselves, wanting to rise to the occasion and perform great deeds for the benefit of those that they hold dear.
Yeah, I think that's right. Could see that. All right, let's switch over to some super chats for a bit. This one is from Scurvy Pirate Dog. How would Blaze, Silver, Lanolin, Jewel, Surge, and Kit react to learning someone has a romantic crush on them?
We really got to do something about these litany of names because this is really like 5 questions just tied together with a single knot.
Well,
All right, romantic feelings for who was the first one?
Blaze.
Very flustered, tries her best to hide it, really doesn't know how to handle it, and is kind of just keeping her distance. Like she's not interested because she really doesn't know what to do with this kind of information. Number 2,
Silver.
kind of going, wait, me? Wait, me? Really? Me? Silver me? And getting all bashful about it and wanting to know who it is and, hoping he can measure up and never ever occurs to him that, does he like them back? It's more that he's just so super flattered that somebody would be interested in him. Number 3,
Lanolin.
We'll loop back around to her. Number 4,
Jewel.
flattered. Would want to get to know that person more first before, thinking of anything beyond that. Set up a date, see how it goes. No expectations, but hey, it's kind of flattering. Neat. And number 5,
Surge and Kit. The last one. Last ones.
Serge would laugh. You have feelings for her? She's dirt. She's nothing, and she's still way out of your league, scrub. Get out of here. And Kit's like, yeah, you don't approach her. Hey, Kit, what happened to that scrub that was trying to ask me out? I drowned him. Nice. Nice. Lanolin? That's honestly kind of hard because I haven't worked with her a ton. Not really consistently either. So I don't know. I'd have to stew on that one and get to know her character a bit better before I could really say off the top of my head.
You might have to ask Adam. Here's one from System 509. What if Starline got isekai to Mario's world and teamed up with Bowser? How would he feel about the brothers and Egad? I feel like we've done this one, but still.
I'm sure we have because it's, one of the most logical courses to take. He does, I think it was, how do we go? I think it was something along the lines of that, really liked Bowser's initiative, very assertive and proactive military command, very cool. Immediately take out the head of state and, occupy all the immediate regions. A+ on all that. Doesn't like the magic so much. It's a little wibbly wobbly for him, but as long as there are certain parameters he can work in, he can learn the system, sure. The romantic angle bothers him. It's a distraction. And spreading your forces out like that. No. Just send them all en masse. You know where these guys live. Wait, why are we ending the invasion? To go-karting. Are you serious? You just had the princess and another okay. Well, once you're done with that frivolity, you're going to go golfing?
And then it's time for a little tennis?
He would find Mario and Luigi unsettlingly familiar. Two people with incredible athletic abilities fighting for the greater good just because it's the morally right thing to do. Oh God, it's Sonic all over again.
Oh no.
Do these things persist across the multiverse? Of course they do, Starline, because everything is possible in the multiverse. We've covered this. Egad, I guess he has a begrudging appreciation for. I mean, being able to directly interface and deal with the paranormal is commendable. But he's kind of a goof. And just why use a vacuum cleaner? Why not just make something that looks nicer? It looks like a vacuum cleaner. Do you have no professional pride? Do you have no aesthetic skill? Just call it something else, for the love of God, egad.
Egad, man.
And he's reviewing a castle, citing how that axe at the end of the bridge really is not the safest place, and boop, it falls into the lava. He goes, and another plush is born.
Yep. Yet another one. All right. Here's one from Tempo. Did they?
Yet to be determined, but let the justice system run its course, and we'll see how it pans out when the jury comes back.
Is it though?
Usually, not all the time, but usually.
Okay. And we got another one from Scurvy Pirate Hog. Angel Island always moves and floats around, right? What if it was then at the exact same place in the exact same time that little planet reappears? Oh no. It's like when you're fighting got two cars who are trying to get the same parking spot.
Knuckles is desperately turning the steering wheel over the Master Emerald. Turn! Is that even attached to anything? Shut up! I'm trying to do something here.
I thought the Master Emerald was the steering wheel. He just spins it around and plays. Spin it around,
It might be okay because Little Planet has to descend a bit, and we don't know quite what the elevations are. Although, if Mania is to be believed, and that's with a big asterisk because Phantom Ruby shenanigans,
the
Little Planet might hang in orbit higher than Angel Island is. But then, how long was that bloody chain? Unless the chain kind of reeled it down a little bit. There's a lot of ways that they could narrowly miss each other and everything would be all right. Otherwise, Angel Island has a new hat.
Sure. In the same way, I guess it had the Death Egg as a hat.
That's another question. How big is the Little Planet? Could it just fit in the hole that the Death Egg left?
I have no idea.
It's like this big dramatic, oh no, they're going to collide, and just thump, like an egg in a cup.
It is little, so. But the question is, how little in comparison to the island? Might be something to bring up at the next lore meeting, Ian.
Okay, guys, so hear me out. How big is Little Planet, and could it fit in an Angel Island? And just deadpan stares from everybody else.
Well, you gotta figure this stuff out, man. What is this? What is this? You gotta come up with some kind of scale for this sort of thing. It's important.
That raises so many other questions because,
it really does.
If Little Planet is Death Egg sized, how tiny is Little Planet? Or if the Death Egg is microplanet sized, how big is the freaking Death Egg? And then when Little Planet was converted into a Death Egg, how big is that Death Egg? So many questions.
So many. we need answers, Ian. We need them. All right, we got one from Xander C. Is the list of Game Gear titles in Sonic Origins Plus the timeline order?
I do not know what's listed there, but I'm assuming no.
All right. Oh, sorry about that. Here's one from Hero Squad. Sonic Boom episode with Yugen and Knuckles everywhere. Does Boom Knucks decide to be their leader? How crazy does Styx become after so many do you know the way?
Knuckles, how did you become their leader? Because, Sonic, I showed them the way. I'm so sick of that phrase!
I know the way.
I can imagine them popping up around the island like rabbits, just little kind of tiny jump scares, creeping everybody out.
Oh no.
And then Knuckles somehow becomes their tribal chieftain.
Uh-huh.
And Sonic invades Eggman's base, to accuse Eggman of causing shenanigans. Eggman's like, I've been in bed with a head cold all day. What are you talking about? Also, take this little red thing out from under the bed. It's creeping me out. I know the way. And Sonic comes running back to shore. And Orbot's like, he meant the other little red one. Oh, sorry, buddy.
It's kind of adorable,
And it wraps
actually.
up with some kind of incredibly disturbing sky portal opening up and this rainbow bridge descending to the island, and they all go shuffling off to another dimension. And everyone's going, what does this even mean? And Knuckles is like, I have been sworn to secrecy. And Styx comes running out with some hodgepodge creation. I finally know how to get rid of the little guys. Oh, they're already gone. And it's never referenced again.
Just like everything else on Sonic Boom. I miss that show. I miss it so much. Okay. Here's a question from Might of Gabora. Ian, you said that the quilted multiverse is a possibility in Sonic's multiverse. So are other multiverse types and levels of the possibilities as well? I mean,
Sasquatch.
all I know is quilted is paper towels.
Pumpkin.
Uh-huh.
Banana custard.
We appreciate that we appreciate your super chat, Might of Gabora, but this is if the answer to all your questions is probably sure. So
You're wasting your money at this time, buddy. So I'm cutting you off. Last call. Any more multiverse questions? You're getting nonsense as a reply because there's literally nothing else I can tell you.
And you got another one coming up here too. So, you got two more. So, yeah.
I can throw out random words. I can do that all day.
Okay.
I can do it. I can do it 9 times.
Yep. All right. First, Chubasa is here with a question. Freedom Fighters are back however you want, but all future writing needs to be done with ink and quill on old-timey parchment. Do you take the deal?
Absolutely not.
No?
I remember. No. I remember in grade school, we went to some like colonial restoration park experience thing, whatever. It was supposed to be educational.
Yeah.
And they gave us recreations of quill pens and inkwells and parchment, and the tedium of trying to make anything on that page, let alone legible, was infuriating. And God, how long ago was that? 30 freaking years?
Yeah.
And it still haunts me? No. I want them back, but not that much.
Well, you could always have someone else do it and just dictate it to them.
I wouldn't be that cruel. That's like wishing a flat tire in the rain on somebody.
Some people like to do the ink and quill on old-timey parchment thing. You'll find somebody.
Well, they're calligraphy free to do so. Yeah.
I'm still laughing, so you're good. And we got another one in Might of Gabura. Are dreams in Sonic like dreams in Knights and Mario? Limitless, anything is possible in them. Different worlds, all that and more.
I was so excited because I thought this was going somewhere different.
Cheeseburger.
Macaw.
Nuh-uh, macaw.
Flower pattern bandana. Eastern Meridian.
Sorry, we're not trying to be mean, but it's literally it's the same question. We've
And we've answered
answered
the
it.
dreams question at least 3 times already.
I think we have, yeah. Yeah. We're trying to help you. We're trying to help you, Gabura. Because you're spending a lot of money, and we're just getting, we're just talking in circles. Is it a yes or a no? The answer is yes. It's always most likely, probably. Here's one from Mastrono. Does Little Planet disappear from above Never Lake into another dimension / timeline / etc.? Or does its orbit simply take away from Sonic's world? If the former, where else does it pop up?
That is undefined as far as I'm aware. There was some documentation I saw that implied it just had a very funky orbit. And that's all it did, is it went away from Earth and came back. But that is a very outdated document, so I don't know if that holds true.
Hmm.
So that is a long way of saying I don't know.
And we have definitely answered this almost exact question before. Or, I'm not going to say almost. We have definitely answered this exact question before from you, Might of Gabura. Does world / worlds in Sonic refer to the universes, realities, planets, and or all three? Yes. Yes.
Pistachio ice cream,
Yes.
kitty litter.
Yes. Yes. Emil C has a question. Can we please get a Scrapnik game? Gotta mix them all.
That would be fun. That would be neat.
This is a Scrapnik game. It's kind of like, geez, what is it? Banjo-Kazooie, nuts and bolts. Except, better. Maybe it's more like Tears of the Kingdom's building thing. All right, here's one from Armored Turtle. With Amy's 30th anniversary comic, her being playable in Origins Plus, Superstars, and the third DLC, would you consider this to be the year of Amy?
I mean,
I
would it
certainly
really hurt
would.
to call it that?
I certainly would.
When else would this opportunity arise,
I suppose not. I mean, it is 30 years.
Finally gets her due.
Yep, that's right. She deserves it. Okay. And we got one last super chat here for this block. It comes to us from Twilord. How do you think Sonic fans would react if SA2 / Shadow / Rush / 06 reimaginings release, which downgraded all non-Sonic super forms to white flashes / bubbles?
Wait, sorry.
Basically, everyone except Sonic gets shields, super shields, or just not anything cool.
Okay, so Super Shadow would just have a little golden shield and there would be no Burning Blaze.
Yeah.
No, I would knife fight somebody over that. Burning Blaze has to stay canon.
Not Super Shadow, though. Screw that guy.
Super Shadow's fine. It was a hype moment at the time, to be sure. But no, Burning Blaze, none of that's staying. I don't care. It is a must.
Whoever it is, oh, they're gonna hear it. Whoever makes that call, oh, they're gonna get an earful. Here's one from Normal Person. Let's switch back over to some standard questions for a bit. Gordon Ramsay decides to host a cook-off between the royals that are Blaze and Sally. Which one would have the best, or just least gut-wrenching dish?
That is an excellent question. Because Blaze is not particularly good, but she kind of just burns things. Sally is just bad in general.
Apparently, it just actively sucks at it.
Yeah, like finds new ways to fail at cooking. So Blaze might be able to make out something that's passingly edible, just a little over well done.
All right, here's one from Maple Tea. If Tails ever got kidnapped and said kidnappers just happened to be a little close, do you think the little guy would ever seize the opportunity and let those fox instincts kick in and chomp that hand?
I think you'd have to be in a very dire situation to actually bite somebody. But, I mean, push comes to shove. I think he's not above it.
Delicious. Delicious. Here's one from Zizum TG. Ian and Kyle, name your 3 favorite heroes from each. DC, X-Men, and Marvel without. Without what?
Without X-Men?
Without X-Men?
Because, I mean, X-Men's already a pretty huge stable anyway.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good point.
Top 3 heroes. Okay, DC. I like Green Arrow. I like the gimmick arrows. They're goofy. They're fun. I like them. Nightwing was always my favorite out of the Bat family. He was just cool. Just effortlessly cool. Without having, he's got the same tragic type of backstory, but he doesn't carry that baggage. I know there's an innumerable number of iterations of the character, but let's keep it simple. And Martian Manhunter. I think he is underappreciated. He has an incredibly neat power set. And there's a very particular story I'd like to do with him. I just don't know if I would ever get a chance to. But those are my 3 off the top of my head. What about you, Kyle?
For DC, Supergirl is definitely one of them. I think who else? I do enjoy certain incarnations of Batman, but it really depends. It kind of comes and goes for me. Like sometimes I enjoy him, and other times it's like, all right, dude, calm down. And Lois Lane. She counts, right?
Okay. Oh yeah, DC hero.
Yep, that's right. She better count.
Out of X-Men, Cyclops, Gambit, and I don't want to say Logan because everybody rides on Logan, and there's a lot of good there, but
There's also a lot of bad. It's kind of like Batman in a way.
Which incarnation of Logan?
Uh-huh.
Oh, and Morph. Morph was my favorite in the cartoon.
Yeah. Rogue for me. Jeez. Oh. Laura. X-23. Yeah. And I like Colossus. He's fun.
Yeah. Also, honorable mention to Age of Apocalypse Blink. She was freaking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Blink was cool. I mean, honorable mention to Kitty. She's always fun. And then Marvel, every other Marvel outside of X-Men.
Yeah, all the Marvels.
All the others.
Prowler. I
Mhm.
think you could do some crazy cool stuff with him outside of just, you know. No. That's an entire pitch that I'm not going to get into right now because we have a live show. We need to get through this. Kyle, toss yours out here while I'm struggling.
Oh, shoot.
Ben Riley, Scarlet Spider, and Venom. There we go. Eddie Brock Venom.
Eddie Brock Venom. Yeah.
Which is also very much a what time period, which incarnation, but still.
Honestly, I've really
Venom.
liked Spider-Gwen a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, her initial her first run, the first run with her was awesome. So, and I'm glad she's finally getting her due. Outside of that, in the more, popular culture sphere. Hmm. I really did like Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel too. I've enjoyed her. And think Luke Cage. Luke Cage is just cool.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we'll go with him. All right, here's one from Stacy H. If classic Sonic is now Sonic from the past, does that mean that Sonic when he was younger was canonically mute for a while or just didn't know English? Did Tails teach him or was he just shy?
He speaks in other media. The inconsistency of non-speaking classic Sonic is a concern. We'll see how that pans out in the long term.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's one from Nintendweeb. Do you think that Little Planet still being encased in the Death Egg will ever be resolved? It's really weird that Sonic and Tails just left it like that.
Yeah, part because there was supposed to be an episode 3.
Yeah, well, they weren't supposed to leave it like
yeah.
that, so.
I don't know. I would love to see that done because, the potential. But it's a cliffhanger from a game that didn't sell well and was not critically well received. And it's been how many years now since it came out?
Over a decade.
It's a real hard sell to dredge up that old continuity to address. So I will champion the idea, but I won't hold my breath waiting to see it come to fruition.
Really, honestly, I think the best thing for that game, if they were going to do anything with it, would be to just remake it in the Mania engine, in the retro engine. Just do a retro engine remake of the whole thing. Won't happen, but probably would be for the best if it did. Just saying. Raphael C has a question. The Time Eater brought Crisis City back. Did this make Sonic, Eggman, and Blaze remember Crisis City and 06 during generations?
Eggman and Blaze, I don't think they remembered it, but it did seem familiar to them. Sonic and his status of remembering that entire timeline and series of events is kind of debatable. It is never addressed directly, so we don't know.
And we got this one here from Lord Van Oscaro. If Sonic and friends tapped into the morphing grid and morphed, would their Zords be animals or vehicles? Yes. Animal vehicles.
Or would they just be a bunch of humanoid Gundam type things?
Oh, so the Titans from Frontiers.
I mean, that would be kind of a monotonous transformation sequence instead of Tyrannosaurus, Saber-tooth tiger, Mastodon to be human.
Yeah.
No. Let's go with animals, all aligned to their particular species, but they don't pilot their own species.
Okay. Okay.
Like
So-
Knuckles is insulted, he has to pilot the hedgehog. Why do I have to pilot the hedgehog? Who's got the echidna? And sounds like, yo.
But they're their
Why
colors.
is the echidna Zord blue? That feels wrong.
Okay, I was gonna say they're their colors, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. But hold on a second. How many hedgehog Zords would there be? And who would
Well,
be
you
on
got-
this team?
You've got 2 from Sonic and Amy as default because they're
Yeah.
part of the main team.
Uh-huh.
But you have to have the one kick-ass black and red one that Shadow has.
Yep.
Why does he get his own hedgehog Zord?
You have to be the sixth ranger, yes.
And then like the season 3 or 4, you've got the cool like flying V, but also hedgehog Zord that Silver has. So
So basically,
But some-
only the core 4 gets screwed over, huh? Amy, I guess, would get the fox, huh?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like the silver hedgehog Zord's head turns into a giant bow and arrow type thing. Oh man, that'd actually be cool.
That would be sick as heck, man. All right. Let's go ahead and switch back over to some super chats for a bit. This one is from Sonic Mania 2099. If there's no appearances from Archie, Boom, or movie timelines, will the 900th adventure be worth the hype? No freedom fighters? Then it's worthless.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
No food or movies. I'm out of here. Wait.
And you come to it for a fun Sonic adventure, that's what you're gonna get.
Yep. The question is, what happened to all the ones between Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure 900? Will this episode answer that, or will this issue answer that question?
No, Kyle. No, it will not.
Well, why not?
I don't have a witty response. Let's just move on to the next question.
All right, fine. Here's this question from Joe M. How do you think Superform should be limited? Only male S-named being able to transform canonically is lame, but without that limitation, where should it stop? The classic 4, the recurring cast?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
Let it never stop. Let everyone go super. Why not? Just
What?
blow all the things out of the water. At this point,
What's everyone
whatever.
super? No.
At this point, whatever.
No, I feel like if you expand it to like the principal cast, that's a pretty large number anyway. And it begs the question of, well, why them? What makes them special and unique? Why can't anyone obtain this power? But if you say something like, Amy is uniquely gifted in the ability to harness the Chaos Emeralds, but Tangle is not. Well, it's like, why is Amy superior to Tangle, huh? Why is it Tangle immediately inferior? Why is Cream inferior to Amy? Answer that. And it's yeah. So it is. I agree that having just the male hedgehogs transform is lame, but when you start pushing the borders and opening up opportunities, it becomes harder and harder to define what is the limitation. So I don't have a good answer for it,
Well, I mean,
honestly, myself. So
with Amy, you just take the power inhibitors off. There's your excuse. Here's another one from Might of Gabura. Is Sonic's world and worlds usually full of possibilities? Yes, endless possibilities even. There's a whole song about it.
Train stations, sailboats,
No, Ian,
chocolate chip cookie.
let's be nice.
I have made it clear we're not going to waste his money any further, so we're not going to give him suitable answers.
Well, I'm trying.
I know.
Ish.
And if he continues to ask the same questions for knowing that he's going to get random answers, then okay, happy to provide.
All right. Supersonic Fantasy with a question. What if Boom Amy tried doing therapy sessions with the Witch Carters to try helping with Behringer's anger issues and Falcon Karatia's craziness?
Bless her heart, she'd try, but they would end in fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like Behringer would finally say something that just tips her over the edge, and then they're in just a straight up bare knuckle brawl, and that he's a bear with knuckles. Bada bum bum. Trying to get Karatia to do something, to show some initiative, to have some passion in life would just exhaust her. And then she would be kind of collapsed next to her going, yeah, I'm not doing anything today either.
All right. Here's one from Smash Zapper 85. Any Archie personality traits you would want to give to the main canon versions of characters? Like Omega's crush on Blaze, for example?
That gets a lot of play, but that was more just like a little jokey moment. That doesn't need to be like canonized. I wish we had a little more emotional leeway with Shadow like we did back in the old days.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I was already trying to find kind of a balance between what was modern Sonic and what was, made sense, where the characters had come from in Archie Sonic, and find a kind of middle ground. So after a point, they were fairly synonymous anyway. So there's not really too much to transplant off the top of my head.
All right. There's a few things I kind of would like to see, but can't remember them off the top of my head right now.
Oh, well.
Because I'm slightly distracted by stuff going on, so sorry. But no, we're good. We're good. Things are good. So maybe we can circle back to that one a bit later. Here's one from Metamode. According to her bio, Marine is a neat freak, but can she outclean Vanilla in a competition? Would Marine surprise us? I didn't know that about Marine, actually.
I'd want to double check that, but we're just going to take it at face value. You know what? I'm going to say Marine. Have her win out on something for hilarity's sake.
She deserves it, dang it. And we got one here from Hearts 13. Rouge the Bat teams up with Teddy Niffler from Fantastic Beasts on a heist. What does Rouge think about this adorable, strange creature? Do they work well together, and how does their first heist go?
I have not read / seen Fantastic Beasts. And Teddy, what's it?
Teddy Niffler. Never even heard of him, honestly.
I'm honestly not sure if that's a person or if that's a critter.
It is a critter.
Given the naming convention. It is a critter. Okay.
Yeah, it is a critter. It appears to be like some sort of duck-billed, but not platypus. It's just like a somewhat kind of duck-billed creature. His okay, Teddy is his name, and Niffler is what he is. Niffler is apparently a species, a magical beast. Interesting.
Man, that's a long wiki entry for this thing.
Well, it's Harry Potter related, so yes. It's much like Star Trek, and Star Wars in that way.
But no entry on just what the thing actually does.
Yeah. It looks like they have a pouch that holds a lot. Like a pouch that's more like a magic bag of holding.
Bag of holding?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So assuming it's some kind of like magpie-esque mischievous critter that can hold all sorts of trinkets and goodies. Once Rouge realizes what a handy little thing this is, I'm sure she can convince it to go on a small citywide heist spree with her.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's not going to like scold it or get in its own personal way, it's grabbing knickknacks that she wouldn't necessarily like, but you know what? That's fine. Just put it in next with that, massive jewel as well. Whatever you want, little bubby, as long as I get what I want in the end.
All right. And and as far as I can tell, this is the last question from Might of Gabura about cosmology. So, do dimensions of reality in Tales Tube number 4 refer to the kinds, types, and theories of dimensions in our world, like spatial dimensions, temporal dimensions, etc.?
Sure.
I would figure as much. I don't know what else Tales would be referring to there. So, sure.
Also, to be consistent, Jose Canseco bat, crumpet, cricket, hockey mask.
You gotta know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
Exactly.
Ninja kick the damn rabbit. Lord Van Oscaro has a question. What does the Donbuzz Tanuki look like? Do they look like marine but different colors? Is it hard to tell the two species apart like it is in real life?
We do not have an adequate sample size to make that determination. Like, what little we see of the Donpa, he's fully clothed in his little Eggman-esque floaty car thing, so we don't really see a lot of him or his markings. And he's the only Tanuki in the series, and likewise, Marine is the only raccoon. Should be Red Panda, but whatever. So, until we see more of either species, who can say?
All right, here's one from JJ Slider. Can you explain the emerald's varying power, like how a single emerald can knock back the time meter but shatter via a generic ray gun in Sonic Blast?
Sonic Blast is just a problem in and of itself.
Sonic Blast.
But
that's a blast, all right.
I would think some of it you can hand wave as situational. Like Time Eater is somehow repelled by chaos energy, therefore one or a half dozen, it doesn't matter. It can't interact with it well. Whereas the ray and blast had a certain frequency. I don't know. We're talking 30 years, 32 years now, right? Of games that just kind of did whatever they wanted. There is no singular consistency throughout.
I'm pretty sure they are talking about Sonic Blast, the Game Gear game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the one emerald shatters into 5 emeralds, and it's like, why? No.
What do you need consistency for, Ian?
Peace of mind.
Good luck getting any of that in the Sonic franchise ever. Here's one from Oscar the Bearcat. Are Master Zeke and Wise Man old friends?
Ah,
I don't know. Are any of the Deadly Six friends with anybody?
are they capable of friendship? I think is Wiseman capable of friendship? That's another question.
Yeah, that's true too.
Have they canonically met? Is another thing. Like, has Zeke managed to traipse into the dreamscape? Does imaginary world of Sonic's reality bleed over into dream world of Nights and the Dreams, even though they should be together, in my personal opinion?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. All this incredibly nerdy nitpicking aside, I would think that if they had a common goal, they could be courteous enough to each other to see it through. There would be a violent, inevitable betrayal on either part, sure, but I think they would be able to work well enough together.
Mm-hmm.
Friends, no. Working relationship, plausible.
All right, we got another one from Heroes Squad. How surprised were you to see all the new stuff added in Update 2, like more platforming and the long-awaited Spin Dash? I'm assuming they mean Frontiers.
Yeah. It was cool to me because I didn't know what was part of all these plans.
I said Frontier spoilers at the beginning of the question. Boy, I'm a goof.
The DLC's been out for a few days, and I don't know. Saying extra platforming isn't really like a spoiler.
No, I know, but I didn't think the fact that I had to question that it was a Frontiers update. Like, yes, they were talking about Frontiers, obviously, because they said Frontiers spoilers at the beginning. I'm smart. I figured it out. Oi, Ian.
Oi.
You can tell we're coming up to the hour and a half mark on this one, boy.
It's been a long month.
It's been a long life. Here's a question from Bony Cheese. What happened after Perfect Chaos was unleashed? Like, did it pop out, destroy the echidnas, then get sealed up? Or was he on the ground for a bit, then sealed away? Because I thought Angel Island rose up by that point.
From my understanding, to a degree, it's unclear. The full scope of Perfect Chaos's rampage is not fully documented. It did enough that the legend persisted because somebody had to carve that mural in the pyramid, and then Tikal sealed herself and Chaos into the Master Emerald, and that created Angel Island. Like the whole chunk of real estate rose up to quarantine the Master Emerald and protect them and everyone from them.
All right. Here's another one from JJ Slider. Following my previous question, what would happen if characters tried to go super with shattered emeralds?
I'd imagine nothing. If the emeralds are shattered, which officially they cannot, except for all the times that they have, I imagine at that point, whatever mystical circuit it is that makes them work is broken. And so they're just glass. They don't do anything at that point.
That's a shame. I was hoping we could get like some corrupt super forms, but no, that's too much, I guess. The kids.
I mean, I think Battle had the fire robots running off of shards, so that would suggest that they have some lingering power, but Battle has a lot of scurry cannon in it. Never mind that all the emeralds were green in it. And emeralds can't be shattered, according to official word now. So, I don't know. Shrug emoji.
Pretty much. Here's another one from Lord Van Oscaro. Between Jules in the comics and Polly in the manga, would you prefer Sonic's parentage be heroic or humble?
I'd like to see a middle ground. Sonic's parentage being capable of heroic deeds if the need arises, but are otherwise fairly pedestrian.
Yeah, I think that would make some sense. I do kind of like them just being regular folk, though. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, they're just normal. Meanwhile, Sonic's over here doing all sorts of crazy stuff. His parents are just like, yep, that's our son.
Like I imagine his parents are, travelers in their own right, that they are adventurers as well, seeing the world, but they do it at like a country at a time, you know, spend a few years on a continent going at regular speed, and Sonic's just like zip, beep, 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 beep.
They do their adventuring at like a 2. Sonic does his at like a 27.
On a scale of 1 to 10, he's an 11
million. Here's a question from Spirit Sauce. Are Surge's earrings piercings or clip-ons? And if the former, who did the initial piercings?
Yeah, I'd want to sit down and confer with Evan and Morrow on that one, but I think they might have been Starlight's application, possibly.
Well, with the electric powers being a part of his application as well, I guess it would make sense to have some conductive materials added.
I mean, he did dress and style them for very specific roles, and it's just, God, that's creepy.
It really
Such
is.
a creepy, awful guy.
You're the one who
I'm
wrote
glad he's
it.
reduced to being a plush. I know. I don't have any damn sense, man. We've established that.
All right, well, at least you admit it. I'm receiving word that they're clip-ons because Surge is a poser.
Yeah, say that to her face.
Yeah, no. You know who the poser was?
She'll leave you in a. You call her a poser, she'll leave you in a pose, one that they mark with a chalk outline.
You know who the poser was? Scourge. Scourge was a poser.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Surge, in comparison, no. No. All right, here's a question from Coffee. Dr. Scarline gets isekai to the world of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. What hilarity ensues and who accidentally obliterates him?
Well,
or purposefully obliterates him. Who knows?
Once he acclimates to the world and learns the rules of the Dragon Balls and realizes that there's a means of acquiring more, he sneaks his way up to the lookout and starts snooping around looking for the dragon statue. That's when Mr. Popo shows up. Hi. And that's the end of Dr. Starline. Many, many torturous months later.
Oh no. Oh no. Whoever gets that Starline plush, please take extra good care of that one.
Be very gentle with him. He's seen a lot.
Quazzle J has a question. Which robot masters do you think IDW Eggman would add to the Egg Empire's military force? And what Eggbots would Wily also recruit?
Eggman, I think, would go for the ones that are more immediate utilitarian. Like Gutsman, Flashman. Probably most of the classic, to be honest. Sure, they're a little some of them are a little more humanoid and cutesy, but Ice Slasher is a viable attack, and Bomb Man, he makes bombs. It's pretty straightforward. Anybody that's got like a pretty clear and immediate ability. The more gimmick ones like Strike Man, Sheep Man, Star Man, he might be like, not so much. Like, you'd really have to sell him on the idea of Woodman. Wily. Wily would definitely go for some of the more personable robots like Egg Bishop and Egg Wizard. Because it wears a little funny hat. It casts robot magic. How great is that? Trying to think of some of the goofier egg bots. Not necessarily because Wily is inherently goofy or gravitates towards goofy designs, but Wily, or at least in my interpretation, really likes the experimental robot designs. Again, Woodman. He built a functioning robot out of wood. Why? Because it was a challenge. Because he figured out how. That's why. So anything that is off the cuff or unusual within the egg bots, I think that would be what Wily would gravitate towards.
Yeah. What about like Sheep Man, Centaur Man? What would Eggman take any of those?
I think you'd have to sell him on the concept. Like, what does it do? Well, he's a centaur and he has a spear. Hard pass.
He's a sheep with electric powers.
Yeah, but I have this guy over here who's got electric powers, and he doesn't look like a sheep. Doesn't even look like a sheep. Looks like a ball of cotton candy.
Delicious.
Meanwhile, Wily's looking, I can't remember the name, but he's looking at the flying badnik out of the Sonic CD that's got like the mason chain swinging off its abdomen. It's like, the gyroscopes on that must be amazing.
All right. Here is a question from Quazzle J. Who do you think would have a better chance at talking Surge down from her mission to kill Sonic? Shadow, Blaze, or Knuckles? Or maybe Amy?
Amy.
Yeah.
By a country mile.
Uh-huh.
Because Amy would find a way to empathize. She would be able to find some kind of common ground, or at the very least, find some way to appeal to the cold, dead ember that is goodness within Surge's heart. Knuckles would kind of agree that Sonic needs to get punched around every now and again. He needs to be humbled. Not kill him, though. That's a bit much. Kind of hard to come back from that one. Blaze, no, she's going to be immediately on the offensive.
Yeah.
You're out to destroy Sonic, I will destroy you first. And Shadow wouldn't care. Sonic is a big boy. He can defend himself. What is he supposed to step in and intervene against?
Shadow wouldn't care. In fact, he might help her.
Nah, he doesn't need help. He's the ultimate life form.
No, but he'd help her.
He doesn't help anyone. He's out for his own self-interest. Get away.
Yeah. Until someone mentions the name Maria. Why did you say that name? Come
Maria. On. It always comes back to Maria.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Ian. You gotta sneak that in there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one from Z Broadcast. Starline is isekai'd right here in the podcast.
We did 2 episodes of that.
Oh dear, he's right here again. Oh no, it's time for Starline episode number 3.
just kind of wanders in, much more humble. Kyle, do assure me there's nothing lethal in this booth. We're perfectly fine. Safe here, even. This is a bunker, right?
Sure. Have a seat.
Starts inspecting it for booby traps.
As you probably should. And we got one from 4Sonic fan. Silver said, quote, "This place doesn't really change about the Moebius Castle. Why was Silver in Moebius in the future?"
Excellent question. That was just fluff that I would love to have spun out more of one day, but there was no immediate plans for it.
All right. Here's one from Smash Zapper 85. What would each Sonic character's favorite Street Fighter characters be?
Let's see. I see Sonic enjoying Blanca for all the spinning and just goofiness. Very physical, get in lots of charge attacks. Surge also enjoys Blanca for biting people's faces and electrocuting them, and she's mad as hell that Sonic mains him too. What are you talking about? She called him first. I think Knuckles mains Ryu. Just straight up stoic, disciplined punch guy. That's his jam.
Shadows Akuma.
Let's see. Yeah.
Because he's nothing if not very, very obvious.
Silver was all excited that this character apparently had psycho power, but he doesn't want to play the bad guy. Can M. Bison just reform or something, please? I feel sad about this.
Oh, no, he never will.
Blaze likes Dudley. Man is refined. He gets in there, he mixes it up, but he never has a hair out of place. She respects that. Amy mains Chun-Li. Big props to one of the pioneers of girls in gaming. Gotta represent.
I mean, it would be kind of funny to have Blaze main Chun-Li, though, because they're both voiced by the same person. Well, they were both voiced by the same person.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that would be funny. But I do like I think yours is better. But I was just thinking that would be a funny gag. Otherwise, Amy could main Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. It would be good for Tails. Pac-Man in Tekken Cross Street Fighter. No, let's not do that.
No, Tails manages to flex on everyone and is a viable competitive player of Dan.
That's right.
He started out feeling bad for the guy. He aspires for such greatness, hampered by his own hubris, but darn it, he wants to give the guy a shot, and he actually learns how to play him just ludicrously well.
Let's see, Tangle.
Dalsy.
Oh, right. There we go. Whisper and Cammy.
Yeah, all right. Works for me.
Yeah. Let's see. Who would Eggman make? M. Bison? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense too.
You've tried all the rest. Now try the best.
Oh.
Or M. Bison just for the pure, rule over everyone else.
Well, yeah. Starline. Vega?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Fan artists, you know what to do.
Or should
we
I-
need a Vega cosplay for Starline.
Or should I say Claw? Would Knuckles main Ryu, or would he main or not M Bison? Freaking Boxer.
Balrog?
Balrog, yeah.
Maybe for the ferocity, but Knuckles isn't just meathead raw punch. He is trained. He is, and at least in his mind, a strict warrior, and Ryu walks that path.
I guess that's true. Okay, all right, fine.
Because really, if Knuckles is, if we're not going to say Sonic is Blanca, then Sonic is definitely kin.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
bouncy, happy antithesis to Ryu. Street Fighter 6 notwithstanding.
Who tells everybody to go home and be a family man then? Who is Guile? Who goes with everything?
Big.
Oh, Big. Yes, of course.
He goes with every Sonic game. Doesn't matter the genre. Doesn't matter the tone.
Doesn't matter.
Sonic boom.
Yeah. If you have any other suggestions, put them down in the comments or in the chat. All right, we got 14 questions left and 15 minutes left for super chats. We can try and push through them.
We'll see, but we don't want to rush them either.
All right. Here's one from Kid with the Coat. If you had to write the final battle between Eggman and Sonic, how would you write it? Don't worry, Ian, it's not going to happen. Your job is not on the line. That seems oddly...
We've had...
you're getting oddly defensive there. Are you sure? Do you know something we don't?
We've had this before, and I think that it changes kind of over time, but it really depends on what note you want to end it on. Like if you wanted something super dramatic and final, then Sonic versus Eggman in some kind of ludicrously large mecha, Shadow Colossus style, and Eggman goes down with the ship very definitively. It blows up with him in it, and that's all she wrote. He could have stopped this mad campaign at any time, but he went down swinging. If you want to end it kind of openly with a sense of tragedy, but the generation picking up the torch, Sonic goes down swinging with Eggman. Makes the ultimate sacrifice to save everybody else, and it's clear that he's gone, but now everyone that he has helped grow and improve and find themselves in all of his adventures are able to carry on his legacy. Or, and this one I think is what I might prefer, is a happy ending where Eggman throws everything he has at Sonic. Sonic manages to still beat him, and Eggman just goes, "Fine, that's it. I lost. I am tired of this. I ain't doing this anymore. I retire." And doesn't go like full good, but stops his attempts at conquering the world and causing misery for others. He just kind of keeps to himself. So he's happy doing his own little small projects, and Sonic's free to enjoy the world, and the world knows peace.
Until the next villain comes along. Because we still need a franchise. We need a franchise, Ian. Can't just end it there. There's money to be made. We will squeeze blood from this Sonic-shaped stone yet.
Well, that's when you relaunch the brand as postmodern Sonic.
Oh, no. Taz Kid Ride has a question. Do you guys prefer Knuckles with sharp teeth or normal teeth like the rest of the cast? I like sharp better.
I like it used for comedic effect. Don't mind when he's got like a little bit of the what do they call it? The cutesy fang or
The
whatever.
fangy thingies. You know, a little fangly
fangy tooth on the side.
Little fangly tooth. I
It
don't
gives
know.
him a little bit of an edge, har,
Eh,
compared to the others. He
Not-
doesn't need to have like a big old shark mouth though.
not like
That's the
Surge.
standard. Nah.
Yeah. All right, we got a question from ZOV. What kind of character would Force's avatar be if you had to write them as part of IDW Sonic's cast? Tangle. Tangle. That's how you would write the Force's avatar
Oh,
as part of Sonic's cast.
if we absolutely had to, my immediate, my first choice would be to go with the one that was shown in the prequel comics, because that's like the closest you can get to an official canonical appearance, because that's supposed to be your character in that comic.
Which one was that?
But that was the one with the chaotics.
No, I know, but was that which character was that? Were they?
Oh, it was original for the comic.
Was it for the comic? Okay.
It was like a bear or something. It was kind of very nondescript Mobian.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the most boring of designs. But if not that, then like one of the three that were used in promotions, the wolf, the cat, or the bird. I would imagine the wolf gadget would get priority, given that they were used in more promotional material. But and if none of those four, I don't know, to define something that was so undefinable, I wouldn't want to make that call. I would put that at Sega's feet and say, "You tell me what to do. The buck stops with you. This is your decision. I wash my hands of it."
All right. Here's one from Random English. Random English. I want to see Shadow in Silver's time 200 years later. Did we ever get a confirmation that Shadow is ageless and immortal? He didn't age in the 50 years, but I assume that Gunn put him in a cryopod that stopped his aging.
Yeah, and I am pretty sure he's supposed to be functionally immortal. But the fact that he was put in stasis 50 years ago, and the one bit we saw in 06, he's again put in some kind of stasis trap, really doesn't make it clear. So as far as my understanding goes, Shadow in Silver's time should look the same as he does in the present.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's one from Hannah Banana. Would Sonic get any new powers if he ate Mario's power-ups? What would they taste like to him?
I don't know. There's two ways to take it. You could do the boring route and say, like, if he gets a fire flower, he just gets a fire shield. Make it equatable to power-ups Sonic normally has. But that's boring.
That's very boring.
I want to see Fire Sonic or odd penguin suit Sonic. Oh Lord, Elephant Sonic.
Frog suit Sonic.
Frog suit Sonic is still, you could kind of make that cute.
Yeah.
It's Sonic in a little froggy suit. Elephant Sonic. Oh Lord, what have I said out loud? I know the internet will get there eventually, but anyway, like stuff like Fire Sonic, where I don't know if he would change color or if his like shoes and gloves would change color, but stuff like where he goes into a spin dash, but now it's a fiery spin dash. Ice Flower Sonic spin dash, but now it's like trailing frozen stuff off it and can freeze things on hit. That could be all neat. As for the flavor, I don't know. The Mario Brothers eat their power ups. I thought it was just they kind of touch it and absorb its power. Although that might make for a good gag where Sonic just like chomps down on a fire flower, and Mario's like, "What are you doing? What? How else are you supposed to get the power? That's a bit spicy on the back of the throat."
Spoilers for the movie. They do at least eat the mushrooms. So
Mario's like, "Don't touch that one. That's the poison mushroom," and he turns into Were-hog.
oh no. Well, all right. At least it's reversible this time, I guess.
Why is everybody staring at me? Like, the red mushrooms make you big, and this one just gives you evil power, right?
Yeah, of course. All right. Here's a question from Might of Gabura. I know I asked a lot of cosmology questions, so I'll change it up. What do you do as lore manager? It said immersed in the organizing and shaping of Sonic lore, canon, characters, and universes. So, and then that's where it ends.
I don't know how much I can like talk about it, but basically I am part of a committee that discusses stuff that deals with Sonic's universe. Characters, timeline, rules of the universe, what has been, material that's coming out now, and what will come out in the future. Which I guess is pretty much exactly everything that I do. So much for holding something back.
Oops. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I kind of accidentally cut off a slight bit of your answer by hitting the wrong, by actually dropping my thing on the keyboard. So, not the whole answer, but like a few, like half a sentence, maybe. I don't know. Something showed up.
Oh, that's funny. I can't wait to see what the final edit is.
Sorry. It's right in the middle of that
Point.
But I think they mostly got it. Yeah.
In summation, I have a seat at the table that talks about what Sonic canon is.
Yep. You're like you're sort of the, what is it? You're like a consultant for the lore of Sonic, like you, because you know the lore fairly well. You have that knowledge. You're able to use that knowledge to say, "Hey, maybe we should do things like this." And then everyone else can say, "Yes, that's cool," or they can say, "No, you suck, Ian Flynn."
Well, again, not to pull back the curtain too far, but one of the things I was involved with was Fang's name, as it's been revealed now in Superstars.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of over the years, it's been a lot of stuff. Is he Knack the Weasel? Is he a wolf Jerboa? Is he Fang? Is he Jet? What is he? And input from other departments and the dev team on Superstars and a whole bunch of input from various folks coming in and discussed with the lore group, and Fang the Hunter and Fang being a Jerboa are the end result of that, and I helped contribute to that final decision.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And you know what? Let's do one more. We're gonna end off with this one here from Stephen A. Ian, what's your predictions for Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon's Heart, the Venture Brothers movie? Do you think Hank will continue his journey as the Bat?
It's Venture Brothers, man. Trying to predict that is like trying to read the future out of chicken bones. I'm hoping that we get some finality out of it. Because who knows if we would get another movie. I hope that Hank and Dean reach a conclusion between the two of them. And whether that's to break the cycle that they've been born into or to adopt it on their own terms, or at the very least, I hope they reconcile. That's the most immediate, cohesive thought I have on what they could do with the story. Everything else is just who knows, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Is it's madness, pure distilled madness, and I really am going to enjoy the ride. I mean, there's also the matter of Dr. Venture and the Monarch being followed up on. That one I wouldn't mind if it comes full circle and remains open ended with them arching each other still. But everything else, I'm kind of content to just see what they give us. But Hank and Dean, they've been through a lot. Uh, in large part, no fault of their own. So I hope they find a measure of peace and calm, at least between the two of them.
Alrighty. Well, hopefully we've reached some peace and calm, because we've reached the end of this episode of the BumbleKast. We have about 7 super chats left. 8 super chats left, so
that's plenty for a priority Q&A episode.
Yep.
Big thank you to Jennifer R. and Professor Rye for helping managing all this. Huge thank you to everyone who sent in super chats to support the show. Thank you everybody who is listening and who contributed questions. We are still doing this, and it has so much to do with BumbleKast purely because of your interest and support, and it's just immensely appreciated. Kyle, you got any notes before we wrap it up?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
All right, then. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Enjoy the rest of June, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Catch you next month. Well, I mean, we'll catch you this week on other episodes, but this next month for the next live stream. See you then.